Have you ever walked on a concrete sidewalk, observed a towering skyscraper under construction, or driven across a massive bridge without questioning how the gray powder that makes all this possible actually gets created? Cement surrounds us everywhere. In our buildings, roads, dams, and infrastructure projects, practically to the point where modern civilization without it seems completely unimaginable. But how did humanity develop this remarkable binding material that literally holds our world together? Today, we're examining the fascinating narrative of cement, what it actually contains, what makes it so incredibly strong, and why it has become the most widely used construction material in human history. So, let's discover this remarkable transformation thoroughly right here on Stories Behind Everything. Cement fundamentally represents a fine gray powder that acts as a binding agent when mixed with water, creating a paste that hardens and gains strength over time. The most common variety, Portland cement, gets its name from its resemblance to Portland stone, a type of limestone quarried on England's Isle of Portland. What makes cement truly extraordinary is its hydraulic properties, meaning it can set and harden even underwater. This characteristic occurs through a chemical reaction called hydration, where cement particles react with water molecules to form crystalline structures that bind together sand, gravel, and other materials. The manufacturing process centers around heating limestone and clay to extremely high temperatures, then grinding the resulting material into the fine powder we recognize as cement. Not every limestone source proves equally suitable for cement production. The finest cement manufacturing requires limestone containing specific proportions of calcium carbonate, typically around 75 to 80%. These calcium-rich deposits must also contain minimal impurities, like excessive magnesium or sulfur compounds, which can compromise the final product's strength and durability. Clay provides the necessary silica, alumina, and iron oxide that complement the limestone's calcium content. Manufacturers carefully analyze and select their raw material sources to ensure consistent chemical composition, sometimes blending materials from multiple quarries to achieve optimal ratios. The ancient Romans discovered an early form of cement approximately 2,000 years ago when they combined volcanic ash with lime and seawater. This Roman concrete, called opus caementicium, possessed remarkable durability. Many Roman structures still stand today, testament to their engineering brilliance. However, this knowledge was largely lost during the Middle Ages. Modern Portland cement emerged in the early 19th century when English bricklayer Joseph Aspdin patented a process for creating hydraulic cement by heating limestone and clay together. His innovation revolutionized construction, providing builders with a reliable, strong, and versatile binding material that could be mass-produced. To comprehend cement manufacturing, we must first examine the essential raw materials involved. Beyond limestone and clay, several additional substances get introduced during production to modify the cement's properties. Gypsum, typically added during the final grinding stage, regulates the setting time and prevents the cement from hardening too rapidly. Iron ore provides iron oxide, which acts as a flux during the heating process, lowering the temperature required for chemical reactions. Silica sand contributes additional silicon dioxide when natural clay lacks sufficient quantities. Some manufacturers also incorporate industrial byproducts like fly ash from coal power plants or blast furnace slag from steel production, creating blended cements with enhanced properties and reduced environmental impact. After assembling the appropriate raw materials, the subsequent phase involves preparing them for the kiln. The limestone and clay get crushed into progressively smaller pieces using jaw crushers, impact crushers, and hammer mills. This crushing continues until the materials achieve particle sizes of approximately 25 millimeters or smaller. The crushed materials then undergo blending in precise proportions, typically 80% limestone to 20% clay, though exact ratios vary depending on the raw material's chemical composition. This blended mixture, called raw meal, must be thoroughly homogenized to ensure uniform chemical properties throughout. Modern cement plants utilize sophisticated automated systems that continuously monitor and adjust the raw meal composition based on real-time chemical analysis. The raw meal preparation can follow either a dry process or a wet process, depending on the facility's design and the raw material's moisture content. In the dry process, the raw materials get dried and ground into a fine powder before entering the kiln. This method proves more energy efficient since it doesn't require evaporating excess water. In the wet process, materials get mixed with water to form a slurry containing 30 to 40% moisture. While less energy efficient, the wet process allows easier blending and homogenization of raw materials. Most modern cement plants employ the dry process due to its significant energy savings, though some facilities still operate wet process kilns, particularly when dealing with high-moisture raw materials. The kiln operation represents the most critical and energy-intensive stage in cement manufacturing. These massive cylindrical furnaces, often exceeding 200 meters in length and 6 meters in diameter, rotate slowly, while internal temperatures reach approximately 1,450 degrees Celsius. As the raw meal travels through the kiln, it undergoes a series of complex chemical transformations. Initially, any remaining moisture evaporates. Between 600 to 900 degrees Celsius, the clay minerals decompose and calcium carbonate begins breaking down, releasing carbon dioxide. At temperatures exceeding 1,250 degrees Celsius, the materials partially melt and fuse together through a process called sintering, forming marble-sized nodules called clinker. These clinker nodules contain the calcium silicates and calcium aluminates that give cement its binding properties. Once the clinker exits the kiln, it must cool rapidly to preserve its optimal chemical structure and prevent unwanted crystal formation. Modern cement plants employ sophisticated cooling systems, often using massive grate coolers where ambient air blows through the hot clinker. This cooling process serves dual purposes. It solidifies the clinker's desired mineral phases while preheating the combustion air that will be used in the kiln, improving overall energy efficiency. The clinker temperature drops from approximately 1,400 degrees Celsius to around 100 degrees Celsius within 20 to 30 minutes. Proper cooling proves absolutely essential, as incorrect cooling rates can produce clinker with inferior cementing properties. After cooling, the clinker undergoes final grinding to produce the fine powder recognized as cement. The clinker gets fed into ball mills, large rotating cylinders containing steel balls that pulverize the material through impact and friction. During this grinding stage, approximately 3 to 5% gypsum gets added to regulate the cement's setting time. Without gypsum, cement would harden almost immediately upon contact with water, making it impossible to work with. The grinding continues until the cement achieves the desired fineness, typically measured by surface area per unit mass. Finer cement particles react more rapidly with water, developing strength faster, though excessively fine grinding increases production costs without proportional benefits. The ground cement then undergoes rigorous quality testing to ensure it meets required standards for chemical composition, fineness, setting time, and strength development. Laboratory technicians prepare mortar cubes using standardized proportions of cement, sand, and water, then test their compressive strength after specific curing periods, typically 3, 7, and 28 days. These strength tests verify that the cement will perform adequately in real-world construction applications. Additional tests measure the cement's setting time, soundness, volume stability, and heat of hydration. Only after passing these comprehensive evaluations does the cement receive approval for packaging and distribution. Modern cement production has evolved to address significant environmental concerns. Cement manufacturing produces substantial carbon dioxide emissions through two primary sources: burning fossil fuels to heat the kilns and the chemical decomposition of limestone, which inherently releases CO2. The industry accounts for approximately 8% of global carbon dioxide emissions, making it a major contributor to climate change. Consequently, manufacturers have implemented various strategies to reduce their environmental footprint. These include substituting alternative fuels like waste-derived fuels for traditional coal and petroleum, using supplementary cementitious materials to partially replace clinker, improving energy efficiency through better kiln designs, and developing novel low-carbon cement formulations that require lower firing temperatures or use different raw materials entirely. The packaging and storage of cement require careful attention to prevent premature hydration and maintain product quality. Cement readily absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, which can cause it to harden and become unusable. Bulk cement typically gets stored in sealed silos with moisture control systems. Bagged cement comes in multi-ply paper sacks designed to resist moisture penetration while allowing some air circulation to prevent heat buildup. These bags typically contain 50 kilograms in most countries, though 94-pound, approximately 43 kilograms bags, are standard in the United States. Proper storage at construction sites involves keeping cement bags off the ground, covering them with waterproof tarps, and using older stock first to prevent deterioration. Different cement types serve specific construction purposes, each formulated with distinct chemical compositions and properties. Type 1 or ordinary Portland cement suits general construction applications where special properties aren't required. Type 2 cement offers moderate sulfate resistance for structures exposed to soils or groundwater containing sulfates. Type 3 cement develops high early strength, allowing faster construction schedules. Type 4, low heat cement, generates less heat during hydration, making it suitable for massive concrete structures like dams, where excessive heat buildup could cause cracking. Type 5 cement provides high sulfate resistance for severe exposure conditions. Additionally, blended cements incorporate supplementary materials like fly ash, slag, or silica fume to enhance specific properties or reduce environmental impact. The global cement industry represents a massive economic force, producing over 4 billion tons annually. China dominates production, accounting for more than half of worldwide cement output, followed by India, Vietnam, and the United States. This enormous production scale reflects cement's absolutely fundamental role in construction and infrastructure development. However, the industry faces increasing pressure to reduce its environmental impact while meeting growing demand from developing nations undertaking rapid urbanization and infrastructure expansion. Research into alternative cement formulations, carbon capture technologies, and more efficient production methods continues advancing, though significant challenges remain in balancing environmental sustainability with economic feasibility and performance requirements. Understanding cement production ultimately requires appreciating the complex interplay of geology, chemistry, and engineering that transforms simple limestone into civilization's most essential building material. From quarrying raw materials to the intense heat of rotary kilns, from precise chemical reactions to meticulous quality control, every stage contributes to creating a product that must meet exacting standards for strength, durability, and consistency. The gray powder that emerges from this process may seem unremarkable, yet it represents centuries of technological refinement and scientific understanding. This remarkable material, developed from ancient Roman innovations and perfected through industrial age engineering, continues serving as the foundation of modern construction. Whether you perceive cement as merely construction material or as a testament to human ingenuity depends largely on understanding the sophisticated processes behind its manufacture. The next time you encounter concrete structures, remember you're observing the result of carefully orchestrated chemical transformations that convert ordinary rock into the binding force holding our built environment together. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you proper recognition for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this exploration through stories behind everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories discovered through the smallest details.